Alright guys, LNER Flying Scotsman asked if I would do a review on everyone's favorite engine, the Flying Scotsman. Now the Flying Scotsman was first introduced in 1999, sadly retired in 2003. He was one of 3 actual wooden railway models based off a real-life engine, Stepney being the second and Wilbert being the third. Now, this engine was first introduced in the Railway Series number 23, Enterprising Engines. It goes on to talk about the abolishment of coal and how diesels are taking over, and Gordon is sad and depressed, so the Fat Controller brings his only surviving brother, the Flying Scotsman, to cheer him up. Both are based off of Gresley A3 Pacifics. I'm not going to get into too much detail with the Flying Scotsman because it is a lot, and I will however tell you that in 1968, when this book was first published, the Flying Scotsman actually did have 2 coal tenders. The 4472 tender being his water tender, and the LNER tender being his coal tender. And then he had this winking facial expression. Now here's the box. Now when this box was first introduced in 1999, it was only 1995. Then here's the back. Talks about his winking facial expression. Separate engine and 2 interchangeable tenders make for 3 times the fun. Unique large inner wheels. Then it says, this sleek fast engine is called an extra special engine by his owner, and he was the second train on the island of Sodor to travel 100 miles per hour. Then you have his character card. The Flying Scotsman. Called an extra special engine by his owner, the Flying Scotsman has a unique distinction of pulling 2 tenders and was the second engine to travel 100 miles per hour. Now in this scene, it's actually in the book, and it talks about how Gordon had a rebuild at Crewe, and the Flying Scotsman talks about how he had a rebuild too, and his owner said that he was an extra special engine and made them give him back his proper shape. And he talks about why he has 2 tenders, because there's not really much coal and water on the other railway. That's why he has to have 1 tender for water and 1 tender for coal. Now the Flying Scotsman was actually also introduced in a television series, but the modeling crew didn't have enough money to actually build his model, so they only had the 2 tenders. But in the episode, it was 2 coal tenders, not a water tanker, and then a coal tender. And then Diesel talks about how tenders are going to be abolished and diesels are taking over. That's really all there is to say about the Flying Scotsman. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching.